What? Yeah. Okay. We are on the bottom of page Ches. And the first paragraph, the first section, a few lines of this Ois Lamed Tes Lamed, Rebbe gave us a statement, a very profound insight, that the principal difference between Chochmah and Bina is that Chochmah teifes, and as we said, teifes in this sense means it relates to, it identifies with, it is grasped back by, not teifes, he grasps it, it is grasped by it, his drawn to, Etzem Ador. And that's what he identifies with. This is what his interest is. This is why he continues to follow it and to get deeper into it, because there is an Etzem Ador. Bina, on the other hand, is teifes in the Mitzvah. Because in Bina there is a principle of Hasaga. And Hasaga means you grasp something and you grasp it with your hands, so to speak, with your own qualities. Not that you are connected to itself, to it, but you take it into your custody, into your level of grasping. Translating in your own version, your own words. This is Bina. Clearly, Bina has a phenomenal importance because it brings things down to our level, to the point where it actually affects us and permeates our whole being, brings out AYIN and so forth. But in terms of the inyan that it relates to, it is only the concerning the Metzias. In the past, thank you, we have demonstrated this principle way back when. And the fact that if you want to grab a table, you want to pick up a table and take it wherever you want to take it, you have to go to its borders, to its edges, outside of the table, and then approach it from outside and pick it up. You cannot pick up a table by taking its essence. The essence of the table is a tabletop. That's what it stands for. You cannot pick up a table by touching the tabletop. There's no way. It remains where it is. If you want to pick it up, you have to go to its borders, to its limit, to where it is no longer an essence, and that's where you can pick it up. This is demonstrates the concept of the being of a manner of grasping. Now we are on the bottom of REBBE Ches. The last two lines on the line we started this, but this is where we are. Ve-zeh-inyan. This too is the principle. Again, the word inyan means, as I said, the principle, the significance. Of the fact that moichin the Abba, moichin of Abba means Chochma, that level of Moichin is Lamayla Mishtalshalis, is above Hishtalshalis. It does not participate in the process of Hishtalshalis. Hishtalshalis, the word Hishtalshalis means chaining down, like a shalshelis, like a chain, where one ring of the chain is attached to another ring and so forth. And the bottom of the top ring holds the top of the lower ring. This is Hishtalshalis. Moichin, the Abba, is above the whole process of Hishtalshalis. He cannot participate in this kind of interlocking, interrelationship. Why not? The inyan Hishtalshalis ileviyolo, because the inyan, again, the significance of the Hishtalshalis of ileviyolo, cause and effect. Ila means the cause, and olo means the effect that results from it. Shayach is applicable, Rag b'pchinas mitzius levad, is only possible in that which is b'pchinas mitzius, that which is within the realm of mitzius, a presence. And what is the significance of the word presence over here? If you have a ring of a chain link, and attached to that is a second ring, these two rings are two separate mitzias. If they were to be melted down to one string, it would not be Hishtalshalis. Hishtalshalis means that they're two separate entities, and one is attached to the other, and the top is the one that facilitates the suspension of the other. That's what Hishtalshalis. And that is applicable only b'pchinas mitzius, and that which is within the realm mitzius. There are multiple pieces, and they interconnect this way.
I'm sorry, I missed the first part.
Yes.
The first half of the first line, I missed the introduction.
What?
No, the first part of the first line.
I didn't. ve-zeh-inyan.
I didn't catch it.
Okay. Mashe Moichin the Abba, that fact that Moichin the Abba, Moichin means moyach, brain, intellect, of Abba, of Chochma, Abba is Chochma, Hein l'mayla Hishtalshalis, are above Hishtalshalis. Hishtalshalis means chaining down, where one level is holding up the other and facilitates the other. The inyan Hishtalshalis ilo v'yolo, because the inyan Hishtalshalis of chaining down of cause and effect, going down from one level to the other, Shayach Rag b'pchinas mitzius levad. That is applicable only in that which is within the realm of mitzius. A realm of mitzius, so each ring, as we said, is a standalone, is a mitzius. It stands for what it stands for. Masha in Cain, in contrast, the Dover Atzmi, something which is a Dover Atzmi. Dover Atzmi means something which is, Dover means a thing, which is Atzmi, which is true unto itself, essential unto itself. Its presence is not identifiable, it's not identified by its effect on something else. Its presence is identified by what it is. True to itself. There the principle, the whole inyan of ileviyolo is not applicable, it's not shaykh. It is not Pardon me. It is not a facilitator. Kila means a facilitator. A cause. An enabler. It is not. It is its own truth. That's the inyan of a davar atzmi. This is all in line to explain to us why in the realm of Chokhmah the inyan of Hishtalshelus doesn't apply. Because we already said before that Chokhmah is Teifes Bo Etzem. It relates to the Etzem rather than to the Mitzias. And I'm just, so to speak, reconnecting to what we started. And therefore, the Hishtalshelus is not applicable, and it's completely above Hishtalshelus. Above Hishtalshelus means it cannot even participate in Hishtalshelus. And now the Rebbe is going to explain it more in detail. And Dover Atzmi, the inyan of Ishtal, Ila v'Yolol, cause and effect, which is the inyan from Hishtalshelus, is not applicable. The inyan Ila v'Yolol, because. Hello?
But Bina comes from Chokhmah.
Sorry?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Which means that
No. I heard the question. No. It doesn't mean that. Chokhmah does not create Bina. Chokhmah does not cause Bina. Bina seeks out the Chokhmah. And it takes from the Chokhmah that which it can take. Chokhmah is not complemented by Bina. It's an entity unto itself. It's a reality. Bina benefits from Chokhmah. No question about it. To illustrate this point, a home, a house, and you put furnishings in the house. Does the house become more of a house because you put furnishings in there? You seek out the house and you use it for your purposes. You translate it into a home, but the house does not become more of a house. Okay? The inyan ila v'yolol at the end of the second line. Because the inyan of ila v'yolol hu be-ve-zeh-inyan. Ila v'yolol occurs, can happen in two, it works out in two ways. Ila v'yolol, cause and effect. The Rebbe is going to explain why the principle of ila v'yolol is not applicable to a davar atzmi. Something which is true because of its own self, its own truth, not because of anything that causes it or that it causes. The inyan of ila v'yolol hu be-ve-zeh-inyan, that works out, and that is affected in two manners. Oy sheha'olul hu mehusacher mihoyilo. Either that the olul, the effect, is a totally separate presence, truth of the from the il, a completely different state, a different reality. Mahus acher. Rak, except, only, how that become an il olu? Shenimtzo kol behoila, that it can be found kolul included in the ilo, v'noilad al yodoi, and it is born, it is given birth al yodoi through the ilo. The ilo gives birth to the olo. And the reason it's given, the ilo is giving birth to the olo, because conceptually the olo is already included in the ilo. This is one principle of ilo the olo. Why would the ilo create an olo? Because the olo is contained within the ilo. Or sheha'olul hu ha'ora min ha'ilo, or another form of ilo v'yolul, where the olul is a ha'ora, is an offshoot, is a reflection of the ilo of the cause, u'mistaif mimenu, and it actually is developed, and it is I'll think of the right word.
Branched?
No. Mistaif, it branches off from it. Like a branch that is mistaif, that is forced out and is a result of the ilo. A branch is mistaif min ha'ilo. The tree contains the possibility and the potential for all its branches. The branch comes from the elon because the branch is included in what this elon stands for. If this is an apple tree, it will produce branches that hold apples. And we continue to produce more of these branches, because this is what this tree stands for, in essence, and includes every spot on this tree is a potential for another branch, because that's what this tree stands for. That means you call all behoyim. Okay, this you're talking about another version. Sheholul ha'ora min ha'ilo. Olul is ha'ora min ha'ilo is a different principle than kolul b'ha'ilo. A fruit is like the first version, ilo b'ha'ilo. A fruit is not a tree. A fruit is that which a tree produces. This is what it stands for. A branch is another tree. It's like a ha'ora of the tree. We all know like the branch that is mistaif, that develops from the and extends from the ilo. As for example, b'midas hanelodim in haseichel, midos that are born from seichel. Midos are born from Seichel. What is the difference between Midos and Seichel? Seichel, overall, Chochmah and Bina, and Das, the whole phenomenon of Seichel. Seichel is a representation, the phenomenon of the living nefesh. This life element of the nefesh expresses itself, and it shows what it stands for, what it is, and what's going on internal to it through its seichel. You're not allowed to destroy things. I don't want to go too gross, to destroy things. When you break a table, for example, you are interfering with the normal function that takes place in the room. You're taking away a certain facility that the room needs. However, breaking a table actually represents a much deeper phenomenon. It is not just the result of the fact that you're taking away a useful object. You are showing disrespect for a principle, for a human principle. This principle is a seichel element. Only one who has seichel understands that there's a certain way to behave. Respect. Respect is not a practical phenomenon. If somebody is hungry, you give him food. How you serve him the food? When you serve him nicely and say, yes, as gesundheit, or you just throw the food to him, it makes no difference. The food is the same.
Could we say in the same vein that breaking a table is disrespecting human spirit?
That's right, that's what I'm saying.
So building a table would be honoring.
Building a table is allowing the human seichel to express itself, for sure. This is the pshat. Midos are included in the seichel. The seichel is on a much higher level. But included in the seichel are midos elements. Right and wrong, good and bad. When the midah is formed completely as a midah, it comes into the heart does not have this overall view of what is true and what is false. It knows about truth and falseness. It knows what's good and what's not good. That's in midas. These midas are included. The midas are born from the seichel, and of course from the seichel, like all the body, because they're included in the seichel. The seichel already recognizes the presence of the midah. Although the seichel principally applies itself to a much higher level, truth and falsehood, no, but reality. But included, not reality, is good and bad.
So the middle would be like the fruit on the tree.
You have to repeat again.
The middle would be like the fruit on the tree.
Yeah. Okay, we are starting again at the end of the second line. That's, for example, midos that are born from the seichel. Shehamidos, where the midos nimtzoyim klulim b'seichel, they are to be found included in the seichel koidem shenelu b'leiv, before they even found their way into the heart. They're already included in the seichel. But the seichel is on a higher level, that's on the seichel level. It's called midas b'seichel. But there is that element in the seichel itself. And this is how the seichel gives birth to the midas, because the midah comes out from inside the seichel.
So midas are rooted in seichel before the heart, before they
come into the heart. Yes.
So
this is what we say, for example, we said lately, we mentioned many times, the difference between how a human being does something and robot. Today we have a modern way of showing things. A robot can speak, but it does not have the root of the speech. Before he says, it doesn't exist. It exists at the moment when he says. The human being, when he speaks, before he speaks, it's already living inside him.
It sounds like the branch that comes from the tree.
I don't know, you have to think in each example, you have to think it through. I don't know if that will help you. Is there anything that you don't understand about the seichel midas? So leave it. Every time you answer this question, you have to think it through. Is it a similar situation? You understand what I'm saying? The Rebbe gives us all the examples.
Because it's the same. Yeah, that's what the Rebbe said. The Rebbe said that the midas were already in the seichel, and so it's like coming. So it's like a ha'ara from it. Yeah.
The branch is mistayef min o'ilam,
Yeah.
and the midas come from the seichel, but the midas are already inside the seichel. The seichel is already aware. The tree is not aware of everything. Oh, it's a branch.
And the fruit it is aware of already.
No.
Okay.
Okay, that's saying every time you bring this thing, we have to think it through. The Rebbe gives us many examples so that we understand each thing in its own right. It's not identical. It's another example of it. It's not identical.
It's an example of the branch.
Yeah, it's not identical in an example
Right.
of Yula v'Olo. No, it's not an example of a branch. It's an example of Ela v'Olo. But it's not identical to the tree and the branch.
They're both examples of Ila V'Alo.
It's two variations of Elo V'Olo.
Thank you.
Similar but different.
What?
Similar but different.
But it is on different level.
Saying they're both variations of not a muhus acher. They're both variations of the ha'alo hu ha'ara min ha'ila. The branch being mistay from the tree and the midas coming from the seichel are both variations of the second version of Ila V'Alo, not the first version of Muhus
No, wait a
Acher.
second. No, the seichel, midas in the seichel, is the first version. Nimtza kolo b'ho'ila.
Okay, it didn't look like that from here.
No, it does. See, this is what I'm saying. Take it easy.
Uh-huh.
You can't bring everything together. You could, after you understand it all fine, you can see similarities. But that's not the point. It's not important. The important thing is to understand it. If you learn what the word come means,
Yeah.
can you not learn it unless you also know what go is? You learn the word go, come on its own. That's exactly what we try to do. You have to try to understand, because each thing has an atzmi zikir truth. That's what an atzmi is. You understand the reality itself. Then you can correlate and broaden it out. This is the chokhmah and bina. First we approach things from a chokhmah level. Get the sense of it. Then you start elaborating and developing and then find similarities and how it applies and so on. So the minute you start giving similarities, I have to stop thinking, is it exactly the same thing? And if I say, give the wrong answer, it'll throw you in a completely different
What
kilter.
does mista'ik mean?
Mistayef means is affected by.
It's the branch is affected by the
Right,
tree?
right.
Affected.
Is it affected?
Effected.
Affected.
Effected, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that how
Yeah.
it's produced by the tree?
All right, it's more.
What
I'm not
do you
going.
mean?
No, stop right there. I'm not arguing with
Same
you.
thing. It's the same thing.
It's affected by the tree. The tree has the potential for bringing out a branch.
That's not the right word.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the two variations that the Rebbe gave for Yilvel. One is that the olul is kolul b'hoyila, is incorporated inside the yilul. This is like midas and seichel. Midas are included in the seichel. And the other is that the one is caused by the other. That like a branch is caused by the tree. This is like a ha'ara. Branch is not included in the tree. A branch is a tree all by its own right. Except it is only it is at this stage not fully independent, but it really is a tree. And the branch produces its own fruit.
So one is included in Ila, which is the parallel with Midas included in Seichel.
Right.
And the second one?
And the second is that the olul is like a ha'ara,
Like the branch.
like the branch. It's not included. It is direct. It is caused by it. It's type. It's drawn from it. It's not something different. It's similar to it, but it's drawn from it. All right. So we finished inside the third line. Okay, this is it. This is it for this morning. Have a great day.
Hello?
Yes.
Say Menachem means like it's developing. Like what would a tree be without its branches?
What would the tree without a branch? Without a branch?
Yeah, I mean to say that this is part of the tree. The tree is developing. Menachem will be part of its own making.